Thank you to the drummers from home for their wonderful opening for this evening. Welcome to the 37th Annual African Heritage Month opening night. I am your co-host, Crystal Mulder.
And my name is Ayo Aladejebi. I'm going to be hosting with Crystal Mulder tonight. Before we proceed with anything tonight, I would like to welcome the Halifax Regional Municipality Indigenous Advisor, Cheryl Kope Gehu, to come and give us the land acknowledgement. Cheryl.
Gwe, Nindala was in Cheryl Kopage Jiu, Wadabexi Sipinagidi, Jalasi Jabuktu Mi'kma'ki. My name is Cheryl Kopage Jiu, and I am the Indigenous Advisor with HRM, or in my language, Jabuktu, which means the Great Harbor. I am from the community of Sipinagidi First Nation, and I would like to acknowledge that African Heritage Month is being held on the unceded and traditional territory of our Mi'kmaq people. With that, I'd like to wish everybody a wonderful and expressive African Heritage Month. Walalio.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. And at this time, we would like to proceed to pouring the libation. For those who are not familiar with libation, libation is a ritual of heritage to honor the Creator and the ancestors. And it's also an opportunity to connect with human, both present and unpresent. And it also helps us to connect with our environment. For people of African descent, our ancestors command respect. And pouring libation is one such way of showing our respect and paying our homage to those who have come before us. So the offering of libation often involves the pouring of water or wine on the ground, and with special invocation as homage to the ancestors. So tonight, I have the privilege of welcoming Nene Kwesi Kafele, an elder, an educator, and a community mobilizer, and a former director of health equity at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health in Toronto. And Nene will be bringing the libation all the way from Accra, Ghana. Nene.
Good day, my friends. This is Nene Kwesi Kafele, greeting you from Ghana, West Africa, on the famous campus of the University of Cape Coast. I bring you greetings on behalf of your brothers and sisters on the continent as we start this historic month, African Awareness Month. Your theme, Black History Matters. Listen, learn, and act. I applaud you for your leadership and your ongoing commitment to the liberation of our people by any means necessary. I'm offering you libations. Libations are the oldest forms of prayers known to humankind. Africans, as the first people on the planet, were the first one to contemplate their relationship with the Creator, with the ancestors, with all the elemental spirits, and with our Mother Earth. I'll be pouring for you to have an event that is positive and constructive and uplifting. So as I pour, you may join me virtually. Ago, Amen. Ago, Amen. Ago, Amen. Onyame, Onyakompono, Buaje, Anansi Kokorotu. Almighty Divine Creator, Great Spider, Knower of Things, Almighty Mother, Father, God, Asasaya, beautiful, gracious, giving, bountiful Mother Earth, all of the elemental spirits, Abosom, Nana Isi, Nana Tige, Nana Surgery, Nana Nom Samanfo, all our glorious ancestors who have defended us, loved us, fought, bled, and died in the service of our liberation. This is Nene Kafele. and my sisters and brothers in Nova Scotia, calling you humbly, offering you this drink to quench your thirst as you continue to work on our behalf. And sir, drink and quench your thirst. Nananom, you are the baobab tree under which we shade. You are the staff on which we lean. If we have offended you inadvertently, we offer our apologies. We recognize, understand, and support your courageous leadership, your acts of love, your defiance, your tenacity, and your love on our behalf. We say drink and quench your thirst. For those whose bones lie at the bottom of the Atlantic, who said freedom or death, we say drink and quench your thirst. For those who resisted oppression and enslavement, racial terrorism, and attempted genocide, we say drink and quench your thirst. For those grandmothers and grandfathers, aunts and uncles, elders, young warriors, old bloods, who have sacrificed for us, who have defended us at every turn, we honor you, we respect you, we acknowledge your contributions and your sacrifice. We say drink and quench your thirst. Nananom, we are grateful, we are humbled by all that you have done, your contributions and your blessing. We say drink and quench your thirst. Almighty Divine Creator, we come before you today with gratitude and humility for the abundance that we continue to receive, for all the gifts and lessons that come often wrapped up as problems and challenges. We ask that you be present so we may have an event that is filled up with positive energy, that is constructive, and that is helpful for us as we continue the work of the liberation of our people, the advancement of our community, and for our children and our future. Nananom, we give thanks. Almighty Divine, for all of these blessings, we say Medasi, Medasi, Medasi Pa. Yo, Monekasa, it is finished and it is good.
Thank you, Nene. We now honor another African Nova Scotian tradition, and that is to ask for a blessing on this evening's festivities. So for that, we're calling upon Reverend Dr. Rhonda Britton, Senior Pastor of New Horizons Church, moderator of the African United Baptist Association, and President of the Canadian Baptists of Atlantic Canada, to say a few words on our behalf. Rhonda Britton, please.
Greetings. It is indeed my pleasure to be with you for another opening of African Heritage Month. Let us pray. Holy and gracious God, we thank you for being able to gather again. Such as it is, O Lord, in this time of pandemic, when we may not be able to meet in person, we are thankful for cyberspace and for electronic means that allow us to still be together and to enjoy whatever events have been planned for us for this time. African Heritage Month is the time when we highlight the contributions of people of African descent. And we seek to edify the world, to let people know what we have done, but not only that, just who we are, so that people will learn to appreciate people of color, people from different cultures, people from different ethnicities, that people will understand the value of Black lives, and that we will be seen as human beings worthy of dignity and respect in the world. We pray that this will be a joyful time when we can celebrate who we are together, and that our joy will spread to the wider community. We ask you to be with us during this time, to have your hand on every event, so that it not only uplifts our people, but also brings glory to you as our Creator. And our prayer is that every event will be a learning experience. We gather under the theme, Black History Matters. And so help us to remember that what we do does matter. And that as we listen and learn, and then share what we've learned and act harmoniously in the world, we are making a difference. Thank you for being able to come together. Thank you for your keeping of us to this time, for you have always led us. Our ancestors worshiped you. And so, oh God, we worship you. And we ask that you be glorified in all that we do. In the matchless name of our Lord, we pray. Amen.
Now that we have paid homage to the Creator and our ancestors, I will now invite Susie Hansen to sing the Black National Anthem. Susie.
Lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as a rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who has brought us thus far on the way, thou who has by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land, true to our God, true to our native land. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us commands. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, our true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our lands glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Susie, for such rousing renditions of both Lift Every Voice and the National Anthem. We now will hear from Tracy Jones Grant, co-chair of the Black History Month Association, one of our sponsors for this evening, as she brings a few words of greeting.
Good evening. My name is Tracy Jones Grant, and I am one of the co-chairs of the Black History Month Association. I'd like to welcome you to the 2021 African Heritage Month celebrations. It has been an amazing year for people of African descent all across the world. And this year, as we move into our celebrations for African Heritage Month, I want us to reflect on all that has happened in the past and all that we will be doing as we move towards the future. The celebration of African Heritage Month is so important in Nova Scotia. It's so important to us as people of African descent. And this evening, as we do this virtually, something we have not done before, it is a great time to really reflect on all of our strength, our wisdom, our history, our stories, our resilience, as we, as people of African descent, celebrate a time that is so important to us. The Black History Month Association is one of those resilient organizations that has been around for a long time here in the province. And although we are slowly growing, we are a resilient group of people who will continue to celebrate and to acknowledge the achievements, the successes, and the brilliance of our people of African descent here in the province of Nova Scotia. I hope you enjoy all that you get to take part in this evening, this month, and many, many months thereafter. Although we celebrate in February, every month is a time to tell our stories, to share our histories, to show that we are an important part of the fabric that makes Nova Scotia what it is. So on behalf of the Black History Month Association, thank you for joining us this evening and enjoy the night.
Thank you very much, Tracy, for your many years of service to the Black History Month Association. We all know that the drum still has its power, and it always does. So at this moment, we're going to invite back Sobers Benjamin, Wayne Hamilton, Robert Lake, Khalifa Jallo Hamilton, and Ayo Aladi Jebi to come back and give us some more drumming. Drummers from home, please.
Thank you to the drummers from home. Before I introduce our next speaker, I just want to take a few moments to recognize two people who we lost this year, Charles Saunders and George Borden, both literary giants in the African Nova Scotian community. Charles died in the spring of 2020, and George died this winter. So to pay homage to them, we are featuring Charles Saunders' Share and Care and George Borden's A Mighty Long Way as two of our backdrop books this evening. So we will honor them in that way. Now, we call upon Ms. Osa Cashin, the CEO of Halifax Public Libraries, to bring a few words of greeting on behalf of our second sponsor.
Hi everyone, I'm Osa Katchen. I'm the Chief Librarian and CEO for Halifax Public Libraries, and I'm delighted to welcome all of you to the virtual opening night of African Heritage Month 2021. Now normally I would share these words of welcome from Halifax North Library in the Terry Simons room, and the room would be packed. We would have moments of reflection, we would raise our voices in song, we would be entertained, we would share food. Unfortunately, we can't be together that way this year, but we can be together virtually. And, you know, with every change in the way we do things comes opportunity to include others. So some of you may be tuning in to opening night for the first time. Maybe Halifax North was too far away, or you had children to care for, or you were working at that time. So we hope that there are some new faces out there, and welcome to all of you. You know, as we launch what is an outstanding month of wonderful programs and community conversations, I want to share a few words of thanks. Certainly, I want to acknowledge the TD group. So TD has supported African Heritage Month through the TD Ready commitment for 6 years now. And the funds that TD provides really have allowed the library to engage more community participants and elevate the level of programming. So really, really grateful of TD's continuing support for this. So thank you to Jennifer Auld. Thank you to Tina Murphy, who is always there, a champion of libraries, and to the entire team at TD. So the TD funding is really critical to creating the rich and varied program that we have available. We're also really happy, and this extends beyond the edges of Halifax, but really happy to hear that TD is supporting public libraries across Nova Scotia to do African Heritage Month activities. So that's just fabulous. We should all have opportunities to participate and have the kinds of conversations that we've got ahead of us this month. So I also want to say some words of thanks to my library team. So this year, Kate McDonald and Hannah Colville stepped in to lead the preparations on the library side. And you know, it's a different year. There are limitations to how we can gather, and they've been really intentional and thoughtful in the way the community has come together and the way they've worked with community. So we received so many unique program applications, and over the course of February and beyond, you're going to see some really talented local voices helping to tell the story of African Heritage Month 2021. As always, the library is so proud of the part we play in the history of African Heritage Month celebrations in Nova Scotia and the role we played as a founding partner of the Black History Month Association. This is among the most important work that the library does, and you will see us here year after year. The programs this year are featured around the theme Black History Matters, Listen, Learn, Share, and Act. Over the course of the conversations and programs, we will address community need, we'll provide an open forum to discuss and debate important issues, and we will highlight and celebrate diversity, culture, and history. I'm really looking forward to this. Thank you again for joining us. I look forward to seeing many of you virtually in the coming weeks.
Thank you very much, Osa. TD Bank has been in partnership with the celebration of African Heritage Month for over half a decade. And tonight we have the privilege of having Naki Osute, who is the VP Social Impact for TD, to bring remarks on behalf of TD.
Hi, my name is Naki Osute. I'm Associate Vice President for Social Impact Canada at TD Bank Group. On behalf of TD, I'd like to thank you for being here today. This February is not just another African Heritage Month. We are gathering at a time where Black communities and their allies around the globe are demanding we confront the ongoing realities of anti-Black racism in every aspect of society. We must continue to push progress forward. When we launched the TD Ready commitment in 2018, our goal was to support the conditions necessary for a more equitable tomorrow. Now, 3 years later, that commitment has put us on a path to help address inequities across social, economic, and environmental spheres. We continue to seek out better ways to support the Black customers, colleagues, and communities we serve today and into the future. Over the last year, we've invested more time than ever before in dialogue with community and industry leaders from Black-led, Black-owned, and Black-serving organizations, while centering the voices of Black TD colleagues. And we're embedding these lessons learned into our institution, driving change and creating a better bank as we move forward. So on behalf of TD, I thank you for supporting our collective learning journey with your presence here today.
Thank you very much, Naki. We are very happy to have TD on board with us, and we look forward to many more years of partnership as we celebrate African Heritage Month together. Now it's time to hear from some of our dignitaries. This evening we're going to hear from three right off the bat. I'm going to start with Senator Wanda Thomas Bernard, followed by the Honorable Tony Ince, Minister of African Nova Scotian Affairs, and then His Worship, Mayor Mike Savage of Halifax.
Hello, Nova Scotians. I am pleased to have this opportunity to join you for this virtual opening night of your African Heritage Month. The Nova Scotia theme, Black History Matters, listen, learn, share, act, is such a wonderful call to action. I encourage you to use this time during African Heritage Month to listen and to learn. But then during the remainder of this year of 2021, I invite you to share your knowledge of Black Canadian history. And I invite you to act. We will achieve racial justice when we are all working collectively to break the systemic barriers that block the progress of African Nova Scotians. As we continue to find ways to manage the pandemic of COVID, I encourage you to also find ways to manage the pandemic of anti-Black racism to effect the kind of change that we want to see. Happy African Heritage Month.
Hello. It is my honor and pleasure to join you for the 2021 Dartmouth North Public Libraries Virtual African Heritage Month Proclamation event. African Heritage Month is a time to celebrate, honor, and recognize the history, culture, and achievements of people of African descent. Our province acknowledges the strength, resiliency, and determination shown by more than 50 African Nova Scotian communities that call this place home. We have remarkable individuals who have created long-lasting legacies and remarkable people who make solid contributions to our province every day. This year's theme, Black History Matters, listen, learn, share, and act, calls on all of us to make Nova Scotia a better society by recognizing the long-standing history and legacy of African Nova Scotians, as well as acknowledging racialized issues and adversity for people of African descent. It is through the power of understanding, empathy, and open dialogue that we will bring about inclusivity and inspiration, even during the most challenging of times. In 2020, we experienced a year of uncertainty, pain, heartache, and worry. But community members of all ages stepped up to help support the most vulnerable. Helping one another is a quality in the African Nova Scotian community that I am most proud of. And even though some of us are still experiencing difficulties, it is said that the most challenging of times can be an opportunity for positive transformation. We must remain hopeful. The future is bright for all of us. We know our province is stronger because of the accomplishments by African Nova Scotians. Collaboration with government and the African Nova Scotian community has been key to effective transformation. Important progress has been made, but there is certainly more work to be done. I would like to thank each member of the African Nova Scotian community for their contributions you have made, and I know you will continue to make. And thank you to all Nova Scotians for your efforts to get involved in making a positive difference in the lives of African Nova Scotians. Your work is needed to bring about changes to make this a better place. Thank you and enjoy African Heritage Month. Please stay safe.
Hi, I'm Mayor Mike Savage, and I'm here to read the proclamation for African Heritage Month of February 2021. Whereas the Halifax Regional Municipality is committed to celebrating the cultural heritage of all our citizens, whereas February is recognized internationally as African Heritage Month, a time to recognize and salute the many contributions and ongoing achievements of Black people all over the world, whereas 2021 marks the 37th year the Black History Month Association has celebrated the achievements of African Nova Scotians in Halifax. And whereas this year's theme of Black History Matters, Listen, Learn, Share, and Act, recognizes the important legacy of people of African descent and the long-standing history in the development of Canada. This theme brings focus and increased awareness of racialized issues of a community that has overcome great adversity for inclusion in all aspects of society. It further calls on us to listen, learn, share, and act to make society a better place. Whereas this year's theme also aligns with the 2015 to 2024 global observance of the United Nations International Decade for People of African Descent, which focuses on strengthening global cooperation in support of people of African descent as they strive for full inclusion in all aspects of society. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Mike Savage, on behalf of all of Regional Council and our citizens, do hereby proclaim February 2021 as African Heritage Month in the Halifax Regional Municipality, dated in Halifax, the first day of February 2021. Mike Savage, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Senator Bernard, Minister Ains, and Mayor Savage. Krista,
Yeah.
I've just been thinking about something sitting here.
Okay.
You know, we heard the mayor just mention that this is the 37th year that we've been doing this opening night event.
Yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure you probably haven't missed any of those, have you?
I may have missed the first few.
Oh, the first few. Okay.
First few.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not that old. I mean, you know, it's 37 of them, and I'm only 37.
Oh, there you go. That's what I was going to say, because because I mean, I was just wondering. I mean, for me, I probably would have been attending for about 2 decades now, the opening night. So, and I can remember, you know, several times that I've seen you up here at the podium. You know, so again, we're kind of doing this a little differently this year.
Yeah.
So how does it feel doing opening night this way?
Well, the cyberspace feeling is a little bit different. You don't get the immediate audience call and response that we're used to having in front of a live audience. But I know that the audience is live in cyberspace, and it also allows us to kind of reach the Scotians who are not home. So they get a taste of home through cyberspace. They get to log on and watch what happens in Nova Scotia and be Scotian proud of what we've achieved here over the last 37 years here in Nova Scotia and in Halifax and the rest of the province. So it's a different feeling, not having that immediacy, and being able to say hi to old friends and family and familiar faces. It's still a privilege yet to be here and to provide folks with an official kickoff to our opening Heritage Month celebrations.
Yeah, I think you've said that really well. It's definitely a privilege to be able to do this tonight, and especially for me, it's a privilege to be co-hosting with you. You know, you're kind of the veteran here doing this. So
don't use that V word. Okay. I ain't that old yet.
I
told you I'm only 37 now.
I take that back. I think that was supposed to be in my mind, not spoken out.
Oh, you said the loud.
Anyway, so we're going to be moving on to our next performance, and so the next performer is a well-known individual in our region here. Our next performer is a musician, a songwriter, a vocal arranger, and a producer who has been, making stride here locally and all around the country. So please welcome Owen O Sound as he performs his aptly titled single, Listen.
If the Lord is with us, why then has all of this happened to us? We've been in brokenness so long, we don't even see ourselves healed. We've been sad so long, we don't even see ourselves rejoicing and happy. So many of us been in it so long, we don't think we can see ourselves out of it.
Look. Same struggle, just a different day. Still requesting ID when I gotta pay. Still use different civics on the resume, cause we know that community names make them look away. I pray to God someone listens. We don't play no race cards, dog, it's the life that we're living. Casual police checks, we all fit the description. Minorities in the street, so how we rule in the prison? I don't get it. Black skin and brown eyes got me stigmatized. The media don't televise lest somebody dies. They feeding us premium lies by the supersize. That's how we grow desensitized to our mother's cry. It happens way too often. Front row up in the church, sun up in the coffin. Hands up, God, we suffer too many losses. More rallies, more riots, more city marches. And that cop that took his life, they dropped the charges. Chalked it up to ghetto dog, just another target. Man, the cycle keeps repeating and I'm getting nauseous. Got me praying for my sons, we gotta be cautious. I wanna be off this, but there's no ways. We came a long way, but still a long ways. I've been praying for change, but I'm all prayed out. Got my fist up in the sky, cause I want change now.
My mama told me there'd be days like this. Daddy done warned me I would feel like this. As I get older, I'm feeling colder, but I don't wanna live a life like this. I just gotta speak my truth and I hope you listen. Yeah, I'm just trying to seek refuge from the life we live in. Yeah, there has to be more to life than what I'm currently experiencing. God said that he would be beauty for my ashes. God said that he would not withhold any good thing from me.
Look, I stand tall, my head facing the steeple. Fighting tears, thinking about the struggle of my people. Generations of forefathers looking for a breakthrough with nothing left but God and faith to hold on to, Robbed of freedom, stripped of pride. Some holding on to life and others living to die. They gave us little to nothing, but we took it in stride. Turned nothing into something, found the strength to survive. Turned survival into triumph, through the ashes we rise. Yeah, we found strength that we had embedded inside. Underneath the melanin lies rejection and pain. But don't forget about the history that flows through our veins. Stories of what was, what is to come. Redemption for black fathers, freedom for black sons, maroons, black loyalist slaves. They all won through the succession. The sons we fighting to overcome. Listen, bumping Sam Cooke up in the subwoofer. Now is not the time to be an onlooker. If my people unify, then we'll begin to mobilize, and they gon' see the heat rising like a slow cooker. and there's no days out. We came a long way, but still a long ways out. I've been praying for change, but I'm all prayed out. Got my fist up in the sky, cause I won't change now.
My mama told me there'd be days like this. Daddy done warned me I would feel like this. As I get older, I'm feeling colder, but I don't wanna live a life like this. I just gotta speak my truth and I hope you listen. Yeah, I'm just trying to seek refuge from the life we live in. Yeah,
my mama told me there'd be days like this. Daddy done warned me I would feel like this. As I get older, I'm feeling colder, but I don't wanna live a life like this. I just gotta speak my truth and I hope you listen. Yeah, I'm just trying to seek refuge from the life we live in. Yeah.
My name is Juanita Peters. I'm the Executive Director, and we've missed you. But thank you, Nova Scotia, for doing what it takes to keep our COVID-19 numbers down. We've not been open since the pandemic hit Nova Scotia in March 2020, but we have remained committed to communicating and engaging with communities throughout Nova Scotia and beyond. As part of the Nova Scotia Heritage Virtual Museums, we are pleased to announce the Africville Virtual Museum, which will launch on February 25th at 11 a.m. Africville on Display will host 4 former residents who will be here live in the museum to talk to you about the past, present, and future of Africville. Although the site will remain under construction throughout the year, you'll be able to tour a 360-degree visual of the museum from your home, work, and office. Tour through certain aspects of the stories we tell about the Africville community. Where did this African Nova Scotian population come from and why? What was Africville and what happened to it? Who lived here and where did they go? And what are some of the little-known facts and stories of Africville as told by former residents? We'd like to thank some of our contributors: Ingrid Waldron, the Enrich Project, Dalhousie University, Carleton and York University, Danielle Mahan, Halifax Municipal Archives, the Black Cultural Centre for Nova Scotia, and of course, our presenting sponsor, TD Ready Commitment.
Welcome back. I want to thank, first of all, Owen O-Sound Lee for his wonderful song. Is just terrific. We do get a chance to hear a little bit of this as we're going along. And thank Juanita Peters and the Africville Museum. I look forward to seeing your virtual exhibit. It sounds very, very interesting. So remember, February 25th is when that goes live. So please do take a look at it. Now it is time to hear from our neighbors to the south. And to represent the government of the United States of America, we're calling upon U.S. Consul General for Halifax, Mr. Kevin Skillen.
Hello, I'm Kevin Skillen, the U.S. Consul General to Atlantic Canada. Thank you to Colleen, Hannah, Kate, Asa, and everyone at the Halifax Libraries for including me in this event, and for working hard to ensure we're able to mark the 37th African Heritage Month in Nova Scotia, despite the constraints of COVID-19. To make events like this possible, we all must prepare in advance, so I want to note that I'm recording this video on January 15th. This year's theme for African Heritage Month in Nova Scotia, Black History Matters, Listen, Learn, Share, Act, is very fitting. I know since the murder of George Floyd on May 25th, myself and my colleagues across the U.S. Mission to Canada and throughout the U.S. Department of State have looked for ways to increase our knowledge and understanding of the role history plays and continues to play in race relations in my country. I think we've made progress in becoming more aware of the role history and race play in all aspects of society and in our efforts to promote diversity and inclusion. But I also know that we still have a way to go to make policy changes that allow everyone to access opportunities equally. I've heard people say that you must see inequality to fix it. Seeing the video of the murder of George Floyd and seeing the inequality in the treatment of Black Lives Matter protesters in Washington versus the treatment of the people who illegally and violently entered the U.S. Capitol on January 6th leaves us all with the reality that we have seen it, and now we must fix it. I'm hopeful that the necessary work to make change will continue to be done. I know I'll continue to do my part as I move on with my career in the U.S. Department of State. We have reason to be hopeful, even in the face of the many challenges ahead. As we mark African American History Month in the United States, we also celebrate that by the time you're watching this video, Kamala Harris will be the first African American woman Vice President of the United States. In addition, President Biden has made it a priority to ensure that his cabinet reflects the full diversity of our country. I'm sad to say this will be my last African Heritage Month in Nova Scotia. I'll depart Halifax for my next assignment this summer. However, in my next 6 months in Halifax, I want you to know that I am here to listen to any concerns the community may have and to discuss ways in which we might work together to address them. I was happy to convene a small group of Black Nova Scotian leaders at my residence to discuss race relations on Juneteenth of 2020, and I hope this event will become a tradition in Halifax. Thank you again for all that you do and for including me in this event. I wish you every success in African Heritage Month.
Thank you for those wonderful words, Mr. Skilling. As our two countries share a common history, we also share common bonds of diversity and inclusion and making sure that all citizens are heard from. We will miss you as you leave your post. Take the love of Nova Scotia with you. Now we're calling upon His Honor, the Honorable Arthur J. LeBlanc, Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, to say a few words of greeting.
As the Queen's representative in Nova Scotia, it is my great pleasure and honor to bring you greetings for the Halifax Public Libraries opening ceremony for the African Heritage Month 2021. À titre de représentant de la Reine en Nouvelle-Écosse, c'est avec grand plaisir et honneur que je vous transmets mes salutations à l'occasion de la cérémonie d'ouverture des bibliothèques publiques d'Halifax pour le mois du patrimoine africain de 2021. Since my installation as Lieutenant Governor, Patsy and I have very much enjoyed attending this annual opening ceremony that is filled with wonderful music, spoken word, and blessings. Through this event, we are reminded of the incredible depth and richness of Nova Scotia's African history, heritage, and culture that are very much part of the fabric of this province. Unfortunately, the current circumstances prevent us from meeting in person, but I am delighted that we are still able to recognize this important month through this virtual format. I was delighted to learn that the theme for this year's African Heritage Month is Black History Matters. Listen, learn, share, and act. This theme is particularly appropriate as the emergence of the Black Lives Matter movement raised the issues of systemic racism and prejudice that exist in our world. Through this movement, we have become informed of the important history and legacy of the people of African descent and their long-standing struggle to be included in society as equals and have an equal opportunity to succeed in life. Without question, this year's theme is especially important to all Nova Scotians, and not just those who are of African descent. This theme teaches us that we must all listen, learn, share, and act. Before I conclude, please allow me to applaud and thank the performers and presenters who are part of tonight's ceremony. I also wish to recognize and thank the Halifax Public Libraries, the staff and volunteers who have worked hard to organize this evening's virtual ceremony. Similarly, I thank the sponsors whose support is vital to this annual event. C'est un honneur pour moi de prendre part à cette importante cérémonie et je vous remercie de m'avoir invité. Personnellement, vous présentons nos meilleurs vœux de succès pour le mois du patrimoine africain de 2021. It is an honor to be part of this important ceremony, and I thank you for inviting me to participate. Patsy and I offer our best wishes for a highly successful 2021 African Heritage Month.
Thank you very much, Your Honor, for bringing your remarks and for continuing to support African Heritage Month. We appreciate your service to the province. At this moment, I'm going to present our final performer for tonight. And this performer is a young lady, young but very, very determined in what she's doing and in whatever she lays her hands upon. This young lady is currently a mentee of the former Halifax poet laureate L. Jones, and tonight we have the privilege of having Damini Awoyiga, who is a grade 7 student at Madeleine Simon Middle School in Upper Hammonds Plains, to come and present her original spoken word in honor of African Heritage Month. Damini.
We are descendants of Jamaican Maroons, Black Loyalists, Black refugees, African immigrants from the diaspora. Overflowing descendants of Oduduwa, like my people, with fast and fluent Yoruba, so we never forget the voices of our ancestors. On the shoulders of our ancestors we stand, binding together as communities of African descent. This is where we've lived, learned and listened, every tongue counted, every story sacred. We've gone through pain, yet we speak our own healing. Through the grace of our own survival in this land, African Nova Scotians have fought and continue to fight. Against inequalities, we push on joyfully. We sing songs of victory in spite of racism, in spite of discrimination, in spite of anti-Black racism, but y'all should know, we don't give up easily. They tried to take us out of history, but we thrived. In spite of rejection, we strive for perfection because we believe in resilience. We believe in survival, the ability to rise from the dust, emerge like the dawn of a new day. Together we stand and we are not afraid. The ancestors in Africville fought for their land with broken hearts and dirtied hands. From their labor, sweat, and blood we rose. From their agony and resilience we learned. In their dreams and hopes we prayed. In African churches we prayed. From the fight of our ancestors we learned. In their resilience we stood. In their yearning for justice we cried. They tried to silence us. They tried to suppress us. They tried to stop us from achieving, but y'all should know,
We don't give up easily. We push on joyfully. Undo our chains with the power of truth-telling, with the power of activism. We sing songs of victory in spite of racism, in spite of discrimination, in spite of anti-black racism, but y'all should know. We don't give up easily. They tried to take us out of history, but we thrived. In spite of rejection, we strive for perfection because we believe in resurrection, the ability to rise from the dust and emerge like the dawn of a new day. From Halifax to North Preston to East Preston to Hammonds Plains to Weymouth Falls to Acaciaville to Truro and all the way to Sydney. Together we stand. We are the iron nails nailed into the roots of this country. This country is just as much ours as it is yours.
Wow, wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
That's all I can say. Listen, our youth are amazing. And this is why we mentor and highlight our youth every year for opening night on African Heritage Month, because they are just amazing and they do us so proud. And we're so proud of her.
It's just incredible, you know, at such a young age.
Yes.
You know, definitely there's a lot for us
Yeah.
to look forward to. Definitely, definitely. Damini, that was just incredible. Thank you very, very much for lending your voice tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing such a very powerful message on a day like this. We really appreciate you.
Thanks to Elle for guiding this young lady on this road.
Yeah.
So Elle, big ups to you too for guiding her. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to both of you. Yeah, like we said, well, you know, what an amazing way to wrap this up tonight. It's incredible. I mean, doing this virtually, obviously, is a bit.
It's a bit of a challenge.
It's a bit different.
A bit different, yeah.
It's a bit different.
But I think we've done ourselves.
We made it happen.
I think Halifax has done itself proud.
Absolutely.
Once again this year.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Well, on that note, we are going to be wrapping up the opening night for African Heritage Month 2021. But before we go, I believe it's the appropriate thing to give thanks where thanks is definitely due. I would like to first of all say a big thank you to the Halifax Region African Heritage Month Planning Committee for all the hard work that they put into tonight's event. We wouldn't have been able to pull this off.
No, we wouldn't
without them. You know, the constant meetings. You know, all especially now that you're doing it virtually.
Yes.
You know,
the constant emails back and forth, the phone calls. You know, it's been a great partnership all around.
Absolutely. So we really appreciate everything that you've done to make this success, and definitely, without a doubt, we also like to thank TD Bank for staying the course over the past 6 years and for continuing to provide this amazing support for African Heritage Month. And many thanks to all of our performers tonight, and all the dignitaries, all the speakers, and pretty much everyone that has been involved in tonight's production and an event. I just want to remind us all before we get off this platform that during the month of February that there will be so many activities going on, and starting tomorrow folks can actually start picking up their posters.
The poster, yes, you can start picking up the poster. Halifax North Branch Library has a bundle, so feel free to drop by. The Black Cultural Center has a collection of them as well, so feel free to drop by there if you're on the Dartmouth side. One interesting thing about the poster this year, doesn't matter if you speak French or if you speak English. The poster flips, it is bilingual.
I love that. You know, it's funny when I placed the order for the posters, I actually placed order for French and English separately until I got the English one and I flipped it and I said, oh, it's actually bilingual.
Yes,
which is,
it is.
You know, that's another creative effort that I believe is coming out of this, you know, the whole virtual environment for this year. So I guess on that note, for those who want to, look at all the different activities that are coming up, you can definitely visit the Black Cultural Center website at ahm.bccnsweb.com, ahm.bccnsweb.com. And when you go there, you can see all of the events in our region and across the province. And we also encourage you to visit the Halifax Public Library website, because I'm sure, and Krista can attest to that, there will be several events.
Several events. There's lots of events to look forward to, and you can visit our web portal at ahm.halifaxpubliclibraries.ca.
So definitely there's a lot for us to do, even when we're doing them virtually. And definitely if you know anyone who might have missed tonight's live stream, one of the good things about doing this virtually is the fact that it gets recorded.
It gets recorded, yes.
Yep. So it is going to be there, and we strongly encourage you to, maybe you do, what do they call, like a watch party?
Yeah. Do a watch party.
You can do that. You can
share it with your friends. Share it with your friends across the country, across the province, and around the world. Exactly.
So you can get everyone back, and you can watch this over and over and over again throughout the month of February. So I just want to leave us with just a few thoughts here. So as we...
One more thank you before we go.
Yeah,
One more thank you before we go. Because we are appearing in cyberspace, I want to thank Mike and Atlantic Livestream. They have been terrific in providing the technology and personing the technology so that we can appear in your living room. So I want to thank them very much for their help.
Thank you very much, Mike. Well done. And as we continue to celebrate the month, let's not forget to continue to listen and pay attention. Let's use every opportunity at our disposal to continue to learn. And let us all be willing to share. And above all, it's very, very important to remember that action speaks louder than voice. So thank you very much. Have a good night, and we'll see you all in
2022,
and hopefully in person.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you.